Does that work? Hopefully. I switched the right. Okay. So welcome. And as we were saying, .loop is going away as of August 30th. We will be integrating into Opportunities. Opportunities is in Command, and you all have access to it so that you can kind of look through it. Right now, we're waiting for them to put the documents into the system so that we're able to let you kind of go through there and start transactions. I would say that anything that you put under contract or in a listing as of September 1st, you're going to want to put into the Opportunities program. So
Scott wanted me to make sure I pointed out, because I may have misunderstood, first name, last name, email, and address for the first 5. I think we just said name.
okay.
First name,
Thank you.
last name.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. So that being said, what Tom is talking about is the first step of what we would like you guys to do to get started. And that is to get your contacts transferred over into the Opportunities command system. And the reason for that is because your opportunities will be directly through your contacts. So as we're adding those, hi Susie, I'm good. That's okay. So as we're adding our contacts, once we have those in the system, and I can tell everybody, you know, where to go find the instructions to do that. Once we've got our contacts in there, then I'm hoping by that time we'll have all the documents uploaded. I've got the checklist set, so we're ready for that part of it. And the checklists are preset. So when you click that you are going to be doing a listing, it's going to open all of the documents that you're going to need. So it's going to make it a lot easier for you. You won't have to go searching. Yay! This system is, what I'm being told is what they want is for you to spend 5 minutes on your transaction. 5 minutes is all. They want you to get in there, get it done, and get out. And I'll tell you that even though there were a lot of tech people working on this program, this was created for Keller Williams by Keller Williams agents. So there were a lot of mega agents that worked together with the tech group to create a system to enable you guys to have something that works for you. So this is for you. This isn't for us as a benefit to a company like it was with .loop. This is benefiting Keller Williams in supporting you in your business. So that's the difference with this new program. I think you guys are going to really like it. I've had an opportunity to play just a little bit in it. But I want you to know that I know that all of this information is coming at you in a very short period of time. You need to just kind of hang with us and watch for the emails to come out on new things that are pulling in so that you keep yourself up to date. We'll have all kinds of videos and classes, and we'll be talking about it. You'll get sick of hearing about it, I'm sure, from now until the end of August. So that's the rollout, is the end of August. We're done with .loop. We're rolling into this new program called Opportunities in Command as of September 1st. So we have to be ready for that. Yes?
Just a little bit of background. It's part of the reason that we're doing this is because .loop was purchased by a competitor of ours.
.loop had an opportunity to go into business with Zillow, which was not something that Keller Williams saw as, Gary Keller didn't see that as part of our vision. And it was because of the opportunity for us to keep the contacts and the information of our contacts within our businesses. And so yeah, that was the primary reason why Gary decided to put a lot of money into creating a system that was within his own house and keep everything here. So I just want you to know that. All of your transactions in .loop will be following you. So I'm going to go through a couple of things, and then I want to show you where your profile will be in the new command system, and you can take a look at that. And in that new command system, we want to make sure that the email address that you have in that system is exactly the same email address that you're using in .loop. It's very important that you verify that. And the reason why is because when the emails or when the transactions are pushed from .loop into the command opportunities, they're going to be doing that for you into your system, and everything in .loop is by email address. So that's how they're going to correspond to you in the Keller Williams system. So I'll show you where that's at.
But
Yeah.
.loop and Zillow aren't together yet. They haven't been able to gain access to any of our information on .loop if
Zillow and .loop have been partners for the last couple of years, and they have assured us in our agreement with them that Zillow has not had access. I can't verify one way or the other, so we don't know.
I'm sure you're going to go over this, but you said they are going to take our stuff from .loop and move it over to Opportunities. Who's they?
Keller Williams.
They will.
Keller Williams has been copying all of your files out of .loop, all the data, all the files, everything out of .loop already, and it's sitting in a Keller Cloud getting ready to be pushed through into this new opportunity program. They've been doing that since, I believe, the first of the year.
What about the contacts in .loop? Will those be transferred?
No, that's the first thing that you need to do.
I've already
Right.
done that, so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, are we going to do duplicates now?
No. So yeah, and you don't want to duplicate your transactions from .loop and put another transaction into opportunity. It will follow you, especially the active ones. The only thing that I'm going to ask you guys today, if you could jot yourself a note down, any transactions that you have closing in September, if you could send me a list, send me the addresses so that I can be watching for those files to make sure that I'm either finding them in .loop or I'm finding them in the new opportunities program. I don't want to miss out on getting you guys your DAs.
Because I'm using Opportunities already, so does that mean that .loop is going to, it'll be duplicated? So, so I should get rid of everything in Opportunities now?
Yeah, you need to be working in .loop right now.
But I was told to start using it. I mean, I know it's not going to do green sheets and all that, but so I can.
Right, you can't submit it for review. You can't get your DAs from it yet. It's not.
Scott told me to start using it so we can see where the hamburger is in the process.
Probably because he wants you to get a chance to practice on it.
So
Yeah.
to delete all the opportunities I have in there, all the leads, everything that I.
You don't want to delete the leads. You don't want to delete the contacts. You would maybe want to. I'll have to take a look at that for you, Susie, and get back to you on it because I'm not positive. I'm not sure that it's going to affect you. Let's wait and see, but I will definitely let you know. And I think that, you know, so I was around during the time when .loop first came out. There was a lot of you that were with me. So when .loop first came out, I had been with the company for 2 years, and all of you would send me all your documents, 1 or 2 pages at a time or whatever you had ready. You would email or fax those to me, and I would create a file on my computer. And so .loop was like, oh, yay. But it was a training process, you know, and it was a transition. So we're going through that transition again. And in the .loop system, what we remember is that we could get in there and play. We could get another person, another real estate agent, you know, sitting side by side with us and get into the system and play together to see what it all looked like. We could send each other transactions and documents to sign and kind of get an idea of what it all looked like. However, I'm not so sure that I think this system is just ready to roll. I don't know that you're going to need to have much training because I think they've made it so simple that you put your contact in, you go to the transaction that you're participating in, whether it's a listing, sale, or a lease. You decide which one it is. You tell the system a couple of items about that transaction, and it asks you about the contact. You put the contact in. It takes you right into your transaction where the documents are already located for you, and all of the information that you've already provided them is already pre-populated onto those documents. So now all you're doing is sending it to people to have them sign. And it's easy to do that with other agents. Those of us that have been in the business a long time, we remember DocuSign. So DocuSign is the program that is giving us this opportunity to have everything signed within Keller Williams. We're not in the DocuSign system, we're in the Keller Williams system. They're just providing a section of that program for us to use.
What about the agents who use DocuSign currently?
Yeah, it's not going to integrate. So if you've got transactions that you're working on a DocuSign that you normally just copy out and put into the .loop system, it's not going to integrate your personal account with DocuSign into the Keller Williams account because ours is a corporate account. So your personal account cannot be bled into the corporate account. So it's going to be a little bit of a transition for you with that, for those of you that are using it.
At some point, those people, those agents who do have DocuSign will be able to stop paying extra money
Right.
for their DocuSign.
Exactly. Correct.
But we
Yeah.
can continue to use it and upload it like we have in .loop.
Right, but if you're paying for the DocuSign, why would you do that when you have the DocuSign in the system? So, I mean, I just, I know what you're saying, Jessica, but I'm just saying that's, save yourself some money.
But it's possible.
It is possible, absolutely. Yes. It is possible for you to upload PDF documents. And basically what you're doing is replacing the checklist that I've added in there. It's going to ask you for the MLS sheet. You're going to add the PDF to that section, which will fulfill that need on your checklist, and then going down the line. So, and then you're going to have specific days that you have to submit the transactions. And it's going to tell you have to have this submitted to the office within 3 days of signing, like the listing agreement, the contracts. So I don't know how the compliance part of this is going to work because I just got my portal for it on Friday, and there's really not a whole lot I can do in there. So I can't see, I don't really even have directions yet. So there's a lot of unknown for all of us. My motto through all of this right now is just we're all in it together. You just got to hang in there with me. Yes.
For the active listings and transactions that are ongoing now for our clients, our sellers, our buyers, and they're all familiar with .loop.
Mm-hmm.
So how does this come over to them when we have something else, something new, something more, and it's not .loop? Will there be a new name that is coordinated with .loop to let them know, or it's just up to us?
So your transaction will follow you into the new opportunities system. And so if there's other documents that you need to have them sign, you're just going to send it to them through that system. And you can tell them, we're no longer using .loop and we have a new Keller Williams system, so everything stays, in-house. And so I'll be sending things to you now. It will come to you in what's called the Keller Williams command system.
And all of our old files
Yes.
will be kept there also?
Yeah.
That are closed, finished, done?
Yes, I believe so, and I don't know when that date is planned for, because I believe the main push is right now to get the things that are actively in the works. Anything that's active right now, getting ready to close, I think that's the main priority for Keller Williams to get into your system first.
But our archive files, if it ends the end of August, are the archive ones going to be transferred as well? Because that's kind of like our filing system as well, almost, for some transactions. Will those be?
Yes.
Okay.
We're being told that will happen. I can't tell you when. That's an unknown to all of us right now. When Mega Camp comes out, Mega Camp stuff happens before and stuff happens after. I look for after Mega Camp for there to be a big push on this, for them to just give us the rest of the system that we need and the rest of the instructions to get everybody trained and get everybody going. That is what I look to have happen. So I'm here to introduce the system to you guys, to let you know what's coming, to get you to just make sure that you're aware, keep your eyes open for the emails that will be coming. I think I'm going to start labeling my emails with my motto, and that is, we're all in it together, and I think, as long as we can continue to just, get the information to you guys and have you guys, push anything that you need to get done, get done. If we tell you that something has to happen, then if you could just help us out. I think right now the two big things is getting your contacts moved over and making sure that your email address matches in your profile for command to what you have in .loop right now. So I think those are the biggies. And let me kind of show you. I'm going to log in and let you guys see. I thought they had this up. Brian, do you know which one they were using?
I think Safari.
Safari? Okay, got it. How do I know if it's working?
You may just have to go to the.
Oh, got it. Okay, so this is when you log into command, this is what your dashboard looks like. So it's kind of like when you logged into MyKW, you had a dashboard on MyKW. This is your dashboard. This is your opportunity link. The nice thing about it is that they are going to be tracking, the back end of the system will be tracking all of your transactions through the process to allow you to have the opportunity to know what your volume is for listings, your volume for contracts. How long did it take from the time you put a contract under contract till the time it closed? How many days was that? So it'll track your days for your average days for the contracts, average days for selling a listing from the time that it goes under contract to the time that it goes under a listing to the time that it goes under contract to the time that it closes. So you can kind of be tracking that. Also, it has, I'm sure I can expand this. Whoops. Okay. Also, it has your ratios of listing, buyers, and leases, what your profitability and your potential is, so that you might, maybe next year you might want to take a look at what's happening, what's happened in the last year. So next year, maybe during certain periods of time, you want to really be amping up in your marketing. But it'll also give you your activity per month. So you can take a look at it and go, okay, well, that's not good enough. I don't want to end my month like this, or I want to make sure that if I don't have anything in May, I want to make sure that, by February I start working to get something under contract to close in May so that I've got something coming. So it'll be nice for that purpose. So the main things for me is when you come over to your profile up here, you can click on it and go down to the profile. And this is all the information that they have on you right now. So I would like you to verify that this email address that they have in here is the same email address that you're using in .loop. So if it's not, you can go over to Edit, and this will allow you to change any of that information or add a phone number if you wanted to.
And in .loop it would be under settings as well.
Correct. Yes, it's under your profile.
3 profiles in it.
You probably do. You probably have Round Rock and Georgetown, but then you have another one from...
Some, I don't know. I think Mark, I don't know, something like that.
Okay, we might want to take a look at that. If you would just send me a quick email and just say, can you get rid of this profile for me? Because it won't have any place to transfer over. So yeah, that might get funky for you. So I'd like to take care of it.
Profile? Is that something?
Default was probably an original profile that was set up in the beginning, and then for some reason.
So make it email you about that too, or just let it stay there?
Is there anything in it? Are there any transactions in it? Because you can deactivate it. There are.
Not real transactions. There's like transactions that people have shared with me that I opened the wrong way.
And so you don't want them anymore. If you don't want them anymore, you can deactivate that default profile.
There's some stuff in here. I don't know what this stuff is.
Okay.
Okay. I will.
Okay. Without looking at it, sorry, I'm a visual
Yeah, no, that's
person.
fine.
So yeah, so that's the one of the main things. Kristen told me today that you guys can get onto the Georgetown Facebook page and look at what's called Keller Williams 66-Day Command Challenge, and that's on Facebook, on the Facebook page. And it's a 66-day command challenge on Facebook. And on that page, you can click the link to get the instructions on how to transfer over your contacts. Because it may be coming from .loop, it might be coming from Excel spreadsheet, might be coming from other avenues. So there's many different places that people have their contacts.
So do we have to physically put all of our contacts in command again? Like, it doesn't just transfer somehow, you have to physically.
No, you can transfer it. That's what,
Can transfer.
yes.
Okay,
That's
good.
what I want you to go through the
Oh, I thought you
instructions
meant
to help
like
you.
we have to, like, physically put
No.
someone in on one?
No, you want to transfer your contacts from .loop into command. And I know that you probably don't know that you have contacts in .loop, but I want you to know that every transaction that you've had in .loop, they have created a contact for you in that system. So you want to pull that out. You don't have to delete it, but just you want to pull it out and put it into this new command system. And that way then you'll have all of that. So what Tom came in to tell me was that Scott has discovered in order to make that transfer, the first 5 contacts on your list have to have the first name, last name, email address, and phone number. So you have to kind of stagger the ones to the top that you have all that information on, because otherwise it won't transfer the other contact information. So you might have another contact that's number 10 that only has a phone number. It won't copy the phone number. It'll only copy their name. So the contact information itself won't transfer over. So the first 5 have to have the email address and phone number along with the first and last name.
What are the instructions to do this again?
It's on the Georgetown Facebook page, Keller Williams 66-Day Command Challenge.
It's also on YouTube. But the thing that I found
Yeah.
about that is they started doing that like last year, so many updates, so it may not be completely timely with the changes they made, but it's a good guideline.
Right.
So I thought-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Not the YouTube, the Facebook one, right?
Well, if it's Marty Miller, is that?
It's the same one, I think.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's the same one.
He still does them, but he's getting to the advanced stuff now. But the basic stuff goes back to, I think, last year.
Yeah.
But it's good still.
Yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. It'll be really
let's-
great.
What is, I'm trying to prioritize, what is most important, getting my contacts out of .loop or just all my contacts? Because my contacts and my .loop contacts are completely different. I mean, you know, they're gonna be duplicates, so that's
Yeah.
like kind of going.
Okay, so here's the thing.
For the merge, it sounds like it needs to be the .loop contacts.
For the merge, yeah, for the merge it could be either or both. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they could be future clients of yours, or you know, they could have another transaction with you and they were a past client with you. And so when you go to create, let me give you just an idea of what it looks like. When you go to command and opportunities, you click to create an opportunity. Oop, I might have missed it. You create an opportunity. They're going to ask you for the information about your client in this first setup section, and you can scroll through and choose that person without having to put their contact information in again. If they're already in your contacts, you can just scroll down, choose their name, and it will populate all of their information on all of the documents for you.
September 1st.
Yes, September 1st is when we use this system.
So on the listings and the buyers, like in .loop, if you have a potential listing, or or like a buyer is probably easier. So you have a buyer, they haven't found a house yet, but you have all their information and you wanna work with them with the buyer's rep and all that, you can still change the name of the loop, is what I'm gonna call it, like in .loop. So you have that buyer, which is Joe Smith buyer, and they haven't found a house yet, but you know, you've got the buyer's rep and all of that, you have to sign first. So you have that, and as soon as they find a house, then I change that name to that house number.
Right.
The address.
Right.
So can you still do that in this? Is that kind
An
of similar?
opportunity.
Yes.
You
Okay.
don't have to though, because this was designed with that process in mind where .loop wasn't.
Right.
Okay.
And it's not designed to be a file labeled with an address. It's a file labeled with the name and address together, so
Okay.
it can be either or.
Okay, gotcha.
both.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Both, not
Right.
just the address.
Correct. Yeah. And I wonder,
Question is do the, you might not know this yet, but the archive files that will eventually come over, if we don't have that contacts information in, that file will still come over, right?
yes. Yeah, they're supposed to be pushing everything still active in the system over. And I've been helping Avis kind of copy transactions over, but we aren't getting the data with it. So, and the data is the activity log, which, you know, is one of the most important things for me in what I do, and having that is really important. So we're trying to figure out how to do that without having to go to our 10,000 files and hundreds of thousands of files and, and do that one at a time.
Contacts that you're putting in now still go into .loop, and then effective September 1st, it'll all be mass produced over to
Not the contacts, your transactions.
transaction, but the contacts
You want to transfer over.
myself.
Yes.
If you have a listing and you know clearly that it probably won't close by the end of August, you can still put in opportunities then, right? You can start putting your listings in opportunities.
Soon. We don't have the documents in there yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. We have to wait for as soon as I know that the documents are in there, you guys, I'll let you know.
That's
If
fine.
you know that you're just getting ready to list it and it's not going to go under contract right away, and you think it's going to be after the 1st of September, Ryan and I are kind of in the unknown because we don't know where all of this is going to trickle down for us in our jobs. I don't know how this is going to work for getting your transactions to compliance review. I don't know how, but they're pulling everything out of the system that you're putting in to create you a green sheet. So you're not having to create the green sheet. You're just verifying at the end of the transaction when you're submitting it for review. The green sheet should already be completely filled out for you and ready to go. You submit, Ryan gets it and creates the DA. So I'm not really sure. I mean, she and I are right now in the unknown. We've got a lot of dark.
Have bots that are looking for signatures and everything? I guess with DocuSign it would look for that.
So do you mean for the green sheet?
Just to make sure we're compliant.
I would think that,
Or are you still gonna look at every file?
oh yeah, I still have to look at all the files. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll still be.
So since it's not happening till August 30th, when's a good time to probably do the contacts? Because we may get more contacts between now and then. Just January, if they're only transferring your.
Right. So I would probably say that, you know, well, I mean, you could do it now and. Right. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's a personal thing probably on when you need to have it. So I'm thinking either now or you could wait till the end and just do them all together.
And then just one more thing, you
Sure.
said the KW Georgetown Facebook page, the command challenge.
Yes.
Really it's just a KW command challenge when I did a search just now.
Okay. So they may have linked it. I don't know. I think Ryan.
I request to join, I just requested to join.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, that's not going to help.
66 challenge, but it's, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I can tell you. I'm putting together a step-by-step guide with all the directions. Yes. And I'll also have it simplified as soon as I can get in there and play around and know how the system's really going to work. Then I can get you guys, you know, all the instructions. So there's a lot of unknowns right now. So yeah.
I mean, we have to do this by September 1st. I wish they would have given us like September 15th.
Well, does everybody know why? That okay, so the contract that we had with Dotloop expires on September 15th. So if there's any glitches in the system, anything that we need to get worked out, we want to have a couple of weeks. So if we get you out on the 30th and there's any glitches, or I need to get in there and get you guys a file that didn't transfer over, or something happened, we got a couple of weeks to play with it. So that's Scott and Avis really want us to try to get this all done by the 30th of August, so that we have those extra weeks to make sure that everything is working. And it give you guys a chance to get in there and start working with the opportunities. And if there's any problems and opportunities, then we have a chance, to get those bugs worked out.
So is there gonna be a hotline like Dotloop has?
I would imagine, yes. Yeah, and there's also a chat line that will be connected to it. So you can, and I was on there.
Right there, if you look
Yeah.
in your CloudMore, or not your CloudMore.
Right
command, there's-
here.
You gotta click out of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it says chat, and you can chat with them right there.
It's great.
I'll let the Dotloop how long to use it.
Yep.
And then support's right next to it.
Yep. And I've already used it, so, Well, they told us that I could put the checklist in there, so I got the checklist all in there, and then they weren't stacked right. So I wanted to go back and, restack them so that they look like the checklist you guys have always seen. And I couldn't restack them. So then they told us that we could. It's like, oh, good. And I got back in there and I tried to restack them, and I got everything restacked, and I hit save, and it all went back to where I had it. It's like, okay, well, it's not working for me. So I just, wanted them to know. So, it's just little things like that, those are silly things. They're not the important things, but they're things that, we get to work out for a little bit, and we have till now to the end of the month to get all that stuff worked out, and then we'll have a couple of weeks after that to get all the transfer from Dotloop in. But rest assured, I have not given Dotloop permission to contact all of you to try to market you and get you to come back or stay. And I would never ask for a credit card. And they are asking for credit cards. So just know, it's not me. It's not me.
They just wanted to know.
Did you talk to them?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know who it was. I answered to them.
They called me and then I didn't answer, and then they sent me an email, but I haven't opened the email yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what they're telling you is that if you want to maintain your account in Dotloop, it will cost you money, and you'll have to put a credit card on file, so that so they'll want to cover that. And honestly, it just sounded so off when it started that I wasn't sure it wasn't a credit card scam. So now I know it's not.
So on listings, you mentioned that it was going to auto-populate all of our information. Like, since we get a listing, I think I heard you say that it was going to put the transactions or the documents in it that we need. So if we get a listing that's like built before 78, it has a septic or whatever, how will that know what documents? Are we still going to check the documents?
You still have to check. Okay, so how they had me stack this in your checklist, they had me stack it by the things that are required, like the IBS, the fraud, the tax records. And then they had me stack by the things that are contingent required, which would be the MLS, the seller's disclosure, those types of things, lead paint, on-site sewer, which we shouldn't have to use anymore. So those, then you'll have to auto-select yourself. But it'll still auto-populate all the information into it when you click it to have it in your file.
So on that's another question, since you guys are here with compliance. On the seller's disclosures now, which ones are we supposed to be using?
The
I'm
only
using
seller's
Trek
disclosure is Trek and Trek
Okay.
only.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got the information from Texas Association of Realtors. It says they've redone this disclosure, and we should use. Okay, just want to make sure.
They have redone their seller's disclosure just like Trek does every now and again. They've updated it, and basically what they were saying is it's mandatory if you use their TAR form, you have to use the most up-to-date TAR form. But we're using Trek, so. And I know it's not TAR anymore, but I can't get used to saying it the other way.
Yeah.
TXR or whatever. Yeah.
I know,
I call it TR.
yeah.
Texas Realtor. It makes sense. Yeah, right? Right. T-Rex, yeah. Do you guys have any questions for me at this point? Is there anything else do you have any questions about compliance while I'm here? Anything you want to ask me?
On-site sewer anymore?
The on-site sewer is a requirement of the TAR form.
Everybody's asking me for it. I'm like, I don't, okay.
It's not required with the truck form. Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope.
Would you say that again?
It's not required to check disclosure, she said.
The what?
I'm not sure. Because all the agents are asking me for it.
So there's gonna be more training on that?
Yes. There will be so much training. There will be so many videos. There will be so much that we're giving you. I just want you to be watching for it.
We'll have access
And you're going to get,
before September.
yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. And I expect that we're going to see any day now that the transactions or the documents have been loaded. And so as soon as those are loaded, then you guys can kind of play around with it a little bit, and I'll send out an announcement.
In opportunities. So it'll be built in upstairs.
Yeah, once you click on to select create an opportunity, and then you fill out this information and you go create opportunity, it will bring you into where all the documents are located. So give you your file, give you the location of all the documents so that you can get anything that you need.
I've got some personal forms on my .loop, like with other, like just personally.
Yes.
And I have it labeled as personal. Is that good? Can we still do that in here? I mean, like, you know, your insurance agent wants you to sign a document, I just let it in .loop and do it personally.
Right. Well,
I know, so can we do that in this?
you know, I've been telling you guys though, right from the get-go of .loop, don't put anything personal in here because we don't know where these are going to go. So,
Maybe it already has.
yeah. No, I think that you can still use the e-signature part of that. I'm just, you know, I think you can just open a transaction.
So this is Keller Williams nationally and international.
Yep, this is all going to be encompassed. The e-edge system will be going away. We phased out and phased into Command. I'm sure they'll change, you know, the home page of Command a little bit to look a little more like, you know, your home page on e-edge. But eventually, the e-edge will just all transfer into the Command system. So it'll be nice. Susie has, yeah. Nobody else? Kristen and Scott, you've done some?
I just was filling around in there to see, and when I clicked on the three little dots that said you could export or import, I only have import there, not allowed to export. Import from Google there was no way to export.
In .loop?
In .loop, at least under where it said to on the help screen.
There's an app on there, cause
Yeah.
you gotta go into .loop on the, hello.
There were,
Download the app, it's been,
yeah, there were some other instructions that I need.
With your computer, you do it with an app?
I do it with someone in the Philippines that helped me.
Oh my gosh.
Did we have some wine right now? That might help.
So you didn't look at the computer at all?
I'll find all of that stuff for you guys, and I'll send you out a follow-up email of all the stuff that we've talked about, and I'll send you I have some other instructions on how to transfer from .loop into Command, and it seemed like they were pretty simple instructions. Yeah. Yes.
Just a suggestion, I don't know, you may already be reading this, but there's like a rollout plan, like schedule. It might help us put it all in perspective.
Schedule plan, yes, there is a 3-step checklist, but I think I'd like to send all of this stuff to you guys in an email and let you kind of work on it at your own pace. and then, you know, give you some resources that you can go to, you know, to find other things. There are videos on every step of the way with these, if you're visual like I am. I know. The majority of the work is going to be done for you. Well, I mean, you do have to do a little bit, but it's not going to be difficult. I know. It won't be difficult like that.
It'll be good. I remember Dr. kicking and screaming, this is ridiculous, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, Dotloop's going away. So it'll be
Yeah.
good. I think it's just a learning.
Yeah.
Now, this is a solely Keller Williams system.
Yes.
Okay, so then all before when we were trying to get everybody else to go on Dotloop or whatever, they can't do that.
No.
Yeah, how's it coming back to send stuff out for opportunities?
It's going to be just like sending it out through DocuSign. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be just like that.
So like if somebody has an account already, because I've got a lot of coming back clients that they have passwords in Dotloop, will they keep the same one for DocuSign?
I don't know that they'll even need a password. I'm not really sure how the back end of this will work for the clients. We'll have to wait and see when they get that part in there for us. So that's another unknown.
As soon as the documents are in there,
Yes.
if we, for anything new, go ahead and create opportunity instead of creating a loop.
If it is going to close anytime after the 1st of September, you know that already. If you're, you know, you got a contract that you're executing and you know it's going to close after the 1st of September, we're going to want you to put it into opportunities. So if it's closing in the first week or so, I would not wait because I need to get my eyeballs on it and get your green sheet approved and everything for you. So,
So then any active listings, if there's no contract, we'll just go ahead and put it in there.
Well, I was just talking about new stuff, because everything active in Dotloop right now will shift over. I'm just talking about new stuff though, right?
right, I want you to still continue to use Dotloop until we get a little bit closer to the end of the month. And then anything that's going to close in September, if you could just send me an email and just so that I have a list of all the transactions in September that are closing. I just want to make sure that you guys have your files somewhere, you know. And I would highly recommend the green sheets that you're filling out in Dotloop. I just realized that it might be a really good idea for you to make a copy of that and put it in your file. So it does give you the print option. When you fill out the green sheet, submit it, just go print a copy and add it to your loop. And I think that'd be a good idea for just a couple more weeks, just to ensure.
PDF it though, right?
Yes. Right, exactly. I think that will help you in case you can't find a green sheet. Yeah. That way then you have a copy of it.
Did you say that agents can upload PDFs to this just like they do documents?
Yes, yes. I think it's going to be a great system. I think you guys are going to be really happy. It's going to be so much easier. It's not all of the status stuff and the loops this and loops that. So I think you're going to be really happy with it. Yeah.
When they send something out after September to be signed, will it look like a DocuSign document? Will it say DocuSign?
That is, I don't know, but it will have the DocuSign logo for the e-signature, like they all have now. I believe that'll all be labeled with DocuSign somehow.
Too, just an FYI, but sometimes you have a couple that's a buyer or seller that only has one email address.
Mm-hmm.
And with DocuSign, they can both sign. So
Under one email address. They won't have to have separate. Right.
And LLCs, where you have multiple, where you have an LLC and then or a trust where you have the trustee that has a completely different name or email. So and that's all going to be fine in there too.
Yes, it'll work actually better than it did in Dotloop. Thanks for bringing that up.
Sure.
Any other questions for you guys, or do you want me to let you go? I know it's the end of the day, everybody's tired. Just let me know if there's anything that I can help you with. I'll keep you posted, and my emails will. It'll all be, we're all in it together. That's right. You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Line, in it together.
Yes, we're all in it together. That came from the red